Okay, we're trying again. Hopefully I did this right. Um, Let me know if you can hear me, and I'll let you know if it's coming up on chat. Okay, so I'm back. I saw. All right, let's see. So ask your questions again. We'll see if it works. If you don't hear from me, I'm not ignoring you. Chat died. I certainly try to answer every question I can. So let's start again. Elfo, some people are saying the hype of this game is dying because it's taking too long. What do you think? I think that's the case with any game or a film that takes too long. Um, do I think it's less hypey than it was? Sure. But on the other hand, we never tried to make it hypey. So um, that's really all that counts. For those who have any doubt about it, I will take one fantastic example. Well, two actually. Let's. The first one would be not game. I'm sure you all remember a little film called Avatar that was long in development. Came out, did pretty well, and of course there was WoW, which was also delayed and late, and went on to be the most successful game of all time when it was released. So I think that if in the next 6 months we get to do what I think we can do with sieges, I think people will be very excited. And that's all that matters. If there's always this kind of roller coaster with Kickstarters or any game that takes, or any entertainment product that takes a while. So, if we release a good game, then we'll be great. Hannibal, how's Mike? You keeping him out of trouble? Mike is fine. He's working 2 internships and a part-time job. He's graduated and having fun, and he's a really good kid. Asaf, keep walls destructible like in Dayak or not like in Warhammer Online? Actually, like neither one of them. Um, any structure that you build via cube, which is every structure in the game, is destructible on a block by block basis. And that's really important because if you look at other games, not just Dark Age and Warhammer, but all the other games out there that have used building systems, usually they are templates, pieces, Lincoln logs, whatever you want to call them, that build the structure. We go block by block, so our buildings can have millions of blocks in them. So tougher technical challenge, but it also makes for a much more interesting siege. Real Life Gabo are going to be rare schematics that may trigger world events or found besides leveling your crafting. Yes. I won't tell you which one, though. Adri, how's the bubble tech coming along? I haven't done any work for it in the last few months. Will you delay the game for the depths? No. Strike, with Siege starting to look good? Any plans for a new intro to show off CU? Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Tordog, I think that when the game releases, yes, people will hear about it and join us. Asaf, really curious about the run speed. Our heavy tanks to run at a slower speed than casters. Roads improve run speed. Sandy beaches inhibit run speed. Yes, you got all of them. Shinzu, so far I didn't get to play a caster in the Alpha Beta 1. Will it be something like Monumentalist in Dark Age? Stay tuned. And I don't say that to stay tuned in the sense of, oh, it is. No, I mean stay tuned because, hey, we are actually getting, mages in January. Will there be any incentives for large-scale formations, or will that just be covered by the overall strengths and skills and strengths of the factions? So I like formations. Obviously, we did something really, really clever with March on Oz and formations. So I'd like them to play some kind of a role here. I had a 10-minute warning, folks, before I have to go. Raves are, I can wait. Raves are, I can wait. Seeing too many unfinished launches when it comes to MMOs. You and me both. St. Pam, do you have any plans for when the game will be allowed to be streamed? Yes, sometime during open. During. Let me start again because I'm trying to speak fast. Uh, yes, I have plans. Yes, you'll be able to stream it limited during stream in a limited way during beta one. And then we're going to lift more and more of it as we go through beta. And by a limited way, I mean during tests, and there'll be during certain tests. We won't want to have every test streamed because some tests, you folks know, we call them unstable builds. And if we allow streaming, sometimes we don't want to allow streaming of stuff that we know is going to break because it makes it look like the game is broken when we're just using you folks as, hey, our beloved backers and guinea pigs. And, you don't really want to stream that. Fail classes, do you have a firm idea? Yeah, very firm. Do you know what they might be about? Well, yeah, I've talked about them in the last few years. Adri, how's my doggy doing? He's doing just fine. Uh, he's been interesting stage of his life. He's now picking up some new habits that are fun and annoying at the same time. Real Life Gabo, since we had Sapper bombs for Christmas, is that a hint about black powder-like substance in CU? So before I even get into black powder, there's a thing that you might have all heard about that's in the game. I know we've barely talked about it. It's very rare and it's very unique. It's called magic. And I usually, when we're talking about it here, and when a question like that is asked, like how can we make this certain thing happen? I usually put the F word in front of it, and people kind of know that. So yes, we have friggin' magic, and that's not the F word, but I'll be kind today. And so we don't need black powder to do cool things. Strike JK, how big will the epic shark that swims in the sea? Dragon shark? Dragon whale? Yomi, any plans, at least conceptually, for how you like scouts to work? Yes. And why would they be non-combatants? They have to be combatants. They have to go out and actually be able to survive. They're not crafters. So yes, I do see them going out and using the veil. I see them going out and being able to be in combat. I do not want to make them just a crafter class. Asaf, black powder seems to be just the right thing for in-depth crafting. And just like Real Life Gobble said, pure freaking magic. Doesn't have to be black powder. So one of the things that when I've talked to Ben about sieges and about how I want things designed, and we go back and forth on iterations. He'll write something or I'll write something first. Is that while we want to be somewhat close to things in the real world like trebuchets, that's not the end game. That's the starting game. And by that, I mean not the start of when you're playing the character, but that's just the start of the siege system, that part of the starting game. There'll be a lot more, and yes, expect magic, because that's just cool. And it gives us the freedom to do really interesting things and make sieges more than just throwing rocks at each other. Alpha, will you be able to develop your character extensively in CU without including leveling like other MMOs? Horizontal versus vertical leveling system. By that I mean we're going to go wide, but not as deep. And no, we have said specifically that this is not intended to be a grinding game leveling wise. It is designed for you all to play it, more than 1 hour a week would be nice. But in theory, you could actually do that. And you might actually succeed over time. But the idea is give you guys and gals a lot of abilities, but do not require you to spend weeks leveling your fireball skill from 1 to 2. To buckets, yes, Hannibal, to buckets. Hey, I caught up. Ha ha! Dinar in. Thanks for the surprise stream. Yeah, I was hoping that we would. I'd be done earlier so I could have a longer stream. But the amount of refunds I had to pay this month, which means in October, weren't huge, which is good, and they're usually not huge. The worst month was, in terms of numbers, when we announced beta. Of course, we had an awful lot of people come by just to take advantage of the hey, check out our game and you can get a refund if you don't like it policy. Slaney, hey, how's it going? Ooh, glad you like it. It's been work. And so we had a lot of refunds then, but I expected that. We also had a lot of new backers, which is great. So, yeah. Asaf, you're absolutely correct. Oh, and you're correct about I imagine Crafter repairing Siege like mending small ladders or making ammo. That's only part of it. Torda, yes, I know you've been here since the Kickstarter and still excited. It's thanks to people such as yourself that we're still here, quite frankly, because we are late, and we will embrace it. And embrace it in a positive way, which is saying that we're delaying and have delayed to make the game right and make the game better at the same time. By making the game right, I mean not trying to rush it out and not trying to do what some other games have done. We're not going to do that. We're going to take our time and we're going to do it the right way. And as you folks have seen, we're not all big on um, continual begging for bucks. Um, we really are not. And so that's what I mean by making it right, making it the right way. Yeah, I like it. Shinzu, I upgraded 2 times since 2013. Thank you. Adria, I want to see this game succeed. So do I. Real Life Gabo, any chance for a Bacco launch party? We'll have to see. You never know. And I'm not trying to be misleading. I honestly don't know. Vip Gear. Sorry if this has been asked already, but any idea when you guys will release a full beta? Well, we're not doing. We've been very clear. This is why we're calling it Beta 1, 2, and 3, similar as you folks remember from Dark Age. We're not doing a full beta in the way that modern games are doing it. That would mean, frankly, if we were going to do that we wouldn't get you guys testing for quite a while, and we don't want to do that. I want to do it this way. I think that's the better way to do it. It's certainly worked out in most ways for us up to now. Scorp, I'd like to be a backup, but not with PayPal. I get that. I so get that. I'm definitely angry with some of PayPal's policies, which is why sometime early next year, hopefully, we'll get Stripe. How do you feel about Stripe? Let me know. Slane, I mean, I'm just down the street in Virginia. I can show up. I will bring some delicious Thai stuff that my wife cooks. I love delicious Thai food. I've been to Sakun Thai up in Centerville. It used to be called Sakuntra. They're still awesome Thai. Strike just wanted to thank me for being a good target doll in the scenarios. Oh, you're welcome. I was a very good target dummy until I started playing archers the way other people were playing, by going up to the top and just hanging there and kiting people. Inveigold, I'm torn. Ask for a refund or upgrade my pledge. No pleasing me. Maybe I just hate stagnation. No stagnation. Look at how we ended December. Watch what's coming out in over the next month or so. More siege engines, better siege, better rubble. Not stagnation, my friend. Not stagnation. Uh, and certainly, let me also say that over the last 3 months, certainly I'm sure it felt that way. But as you saw, and you heard Andrew say, and I said as well during the stream, it took us 2 weeks to build, less than 2 weeks to build that scenario because of the work we've done to get to that point. And that's a big deal. Okay, it's starting to run out of time, but I'll talk a little bit more. Uh, Dragon, hopefully there'll be an MMORPG that really focuses on the RPG aspects of that term in the next decade or two. I think there will be in this next decade, certainly. I think there are a few games out there that are trying to do that. I mean, Project Gorgon, for example, even though their graphics certainly, um, would not compare to, say, oh, I don't know, Black Desert, just like Oswald. They're doing a lot with RPG, the RPG aspect, and I give them a lot of credit for that. Okay, big question from Yomi. Basically, do I think I'll get the classes done? We'll get the classes done in time for launch. Yes, I do think so. In terms of the after launch, will we have any chance to get them in sooner? Possibly, possibly. It really depends. It really depends. Oh, and Vagoed, I meant stagnation in my current pledge. Okay. Well, then, get used to stagnation. I don't want to push people. I don't push people to upgrade their pledges. That's just not what I do. Um, but I'd rather have you not I'd rather have you upgrade than refund if it's just stagnation. Um, Sup with Camo, new animation system ongoing, still ongoing. We've been making improvements to it over the last month, and the artists have been doing more animations. So, yeah, it just gets better. Swain, the sun is down in this part of the world. Yeah, go home, my friend. Yep, soon. I'll be actually heading out to dinner to have some seafood at Chasing Tails in Centerville. Since you're from the area, you may know it. It's quite good. I do enjoy it. Is a game released in 2019 still realistic from Hess Webo? Realistic? Yes and no. So, no if something bad happens, because if bad happens, we won't make it. Yes, is it realistic? If we don't hit anything majorly bad and we can get the programmers we're trying to get, yes, I do. Oh, inveigled. I know you were kidding. Don't worry, man. It's all fun. All fun. Strike. How Lady JB if we make me miss or make you miss dinner. I'm not going to miss dinner. My son is home. He's coming with his BFF and Lady J. And after being here all day when the studio is closed, I am not going to miss dinner. I love you folks, but not going to miss dinner. How was my Christmas, Yomi? It was yummy. How's that? Oh, that's terrible. That's a dad joke. Apologies. Um, uh, Unoween. Any plans for big reveals at, say, E3 when it's ready? Maybe. Don't want to count on that. Tivamod, Mark dies by seafood. Sushi is bad for all. I love sushi. And I had sushi 2 days ago, and then we had mostly seafood as well last night. Shinzu, how do I get the additional beta accounts to my friends? When we're ready to give you the keys, then it'll be easy for you to give them to them. Final question: whether is the overarching plot of your graphic novel? Well, this one that I showed you, the Renegade Space one. The overarching plot is that the ruling empire falls apart. And by the way, keep in mind that this is just one series. I've got 3 different series right now that I'm working on, and a couple of other graphic novels, probably 1, maybe 2, also set in the same IP. So the overarching plot is it's a story about people. And while that doesn't sound all that interesting in the beginning, it, at its most basic, excuse me, if you think about how a very unique, different group of people evolve over time in a very interesting galaxy, though right now it's just called the Europa cluster, uh, then maybe it'll get a little more interesting. But it's all about the end of the day. Um, to quote uh, Ryan Reynolds, it's a love story. The end of the day, what it boils down to is it is a love story. And it is complicated as hell, and it's different, and it's got a bunch of unique things in it, and it is meant to really be a true character study with a shitload of action and stuff blowing up, people dying, set in a little bit of a BSC, but not too BSC sci-fi universe. So how's that for an explanation? And of course, being me, there are of course lots and lots of races and classes, things that you would consider a class, and lots of bad jokes, lots of puns. And the thing to keep in mind about every graphic novel series that I'm writing, there's always the twists. There's always a surprise. Everything I write is meant to be, every series I write is meant to be based on the concept of if you've guessed everything that's going to happen in the beginning, then the writer, unless that's what they were going for, didn't do a good job. And so that's it. Okay, let's get a couple more, and then, folks, it's time for me to go. So let's see. Don't eat fugu. Actually, my son actually had it, and no, I'm not going to do that. Adil, when do we get more information on game mechanics? Like soon. We're having, the mages will be in. Some mages will be in, starting in January, we hope. Scorp, Stripe is okay, excellent, because that's the one we're probably going to use. I know we're going to use them. I just don't know if we're going to use anyone else too. I hope not. I hope we just use them. Shinzu, I love how OpenCU is about its current development stage. You're welcome. I certainly like doing that. Being open is the best way to do things for us. I can't. Um, I can do it another way. I certainly had to do some things under EA slightly differently than I wanted to do, but because they're a publicly traded company, I had to follow their rules because they're fine. That's their rules, and it wasn't anything bad. I mean, not in the illegal sense of the word or even unethical. They just, as a publicly traded company, have to get information. St. Pam, RP server when? Oh, we're not going to have an RP server during beta. But yes, Pam, you know exactly how I feel about RP servers. Animal, played safe, go for tacos. Yeah, actually may sometime before January 2nd. Two cats yelling, better than two cats fighting. Yeah, you caught me as I was heading out. Hello anyway. Hello. Walter, can I have a Mohawk in game? You'd have to check with the last of the Mohicans MMO. They'll let you know. Sorry. On Halloween, will new classes be added post-release? Yes. VIP Gear, thanks for the updates. You're most welcome. Thanks for spending some of your day. St. Pam, I know it's way too soon. You're absolutely correct. And Vigil, you're more than welcome. St. Pam, did he freeze again? I don't think so. The scroll is still going. Hannibal, always good to see. Good seeing you, Mark. Good seeing you as well, even though I'm not actually seeing you. I'm seeing your name. You get to see me. Emmerich, thank you for updating us this week. You're more than welcome. Strike JK is cereal soup. No. Say, Pam, I know. I'm kidding right back. Hannibal, I will always miss our chats, man. Yeah, I understand. Me too. Okay, so Asaph, I'll be on the Phoenix Dayox server. Enjoy. All right. That being said, folks, ladies and gentlemen, all time for me to head off, shut down the office, and go to dinner. So, as always, thank you all for your support. Thank you for your patience. I wish you a happy new year and a happy 2019 as well. Please be safe. Please be careful. Please do not do anything that ends up with you being in the hospital. Please. I want to see you all back. Adil, I'm still pissed I missed the opportunity to meet you when I came to Abu Dhabi. I know! I know! I don't get to Abu Dhabi often. Been to Qatar more than I've been to Abu Dhabi. Not that either one is a lot. But hopefully next time. I did like Abu Dhabi as well. I mean, I like Qatar, which I know is not politically correct for the GCC to say that, but I've got friends in both sides. I've got people that were very kind and invited me out, as you folks, some of you may remember, after the Kickstarter. Spent some time with them. Nice, and interesting people. Very talented family. And then I got to go to Abu Dhabi, also at the invitation of a very bright and talented and successful gentleman and company, and that was fun as well. I like seeing places I've never been to, and I've always wanted to. I'm very weird. I have a fondness for both oceans and deserts, and maybe one day I'll tell you all the story of my trip to both places, because there were interesting tales about both. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed the people very much. Um, these are good people. And just so we're very clear, just in case anyone's wondering, no, they are not investors in the company, because that would seem, God, what's the right word? Like I was a shill, or being paid to say nice things. No, I say nice things about people who I like, and people I don't like, I just usually just don't bother to say anything about. So, having said that, and now I gave myself 5 extra minutes because I knew I would run along. So now I am at my hard stop. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Have a happy New Year's Eve. I doubt I'll stream again, but you don't know. I might stream before the end of the year. But if I do, it'll be for longer, and it'll probably be a writing stream, because I want to do some more writing on this. No wonder he never messages me from Inveigle. So just so you know, I am never on Discord. I haven't been on Discord in so long. I had somebody else who was mad at me, was going, why don't you respond to me on Discord? Because I don't respond to anyone, because I am not on Discord. I've got PCs that have Discord installed. So when I start it up, it starts off Discord. The first time I've been in Discord in months was to say hi to one of the people who was kind of wondering why I was ignoring him. I don't ignore anybody. I'm just not on Discord. So having said that, again, goodbye. Please, safe and happy New Year for you all. And as somebody said to me today, I'll catch you on the flip side. So that's it. And TTFN all.